First 2 weeks of 2026, I did 2.5k. I was working in Tesco's for like £1,000 a month, and I had just like almost tripled my monthly income in the span of like 2 weeks.
It's sick to have you, G.
Yeah,
What's happened since you joined Transition Online 4 months ago?
Damn, bro, where do I even start, man? It's fucking nuts. Like, I was in Tesco's whenever whenever I joined Transition Online the first time, I had like 2 weeks of coaching experience, bro. Like, I was like fresh out. Like,
were you qualified?
Yeah, of course. But I was trying to like figure out where to go. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I had no idea how to even get into the online space or like record content, do anything. I was so raw at everything. And then obviously we got chatting a little bit, and I jumped on Transition Online. I was like, damn, like, I mean, let me first of all take that step, but also, you know, get knowledge from somebody who's been there, done that, right? And I saw obviously all your stuff. I was like, yeah, like, this guy like looks at what he's talking about, but he's also like, he's helped all these other guys like do all this other stuff. He's built the business already himself that I want to build, so let me get involved in that, right? let me get some of that. And then generally it was crazy, man. Like, jumping on all the group calls, learning so much, trying to take in from all you guys. Like, I got my first paying client then, like generally within like the first like month and a half of joining, which was super sick, because that was really cool. And then like the start of 2026, bro, just flipped that switch. Like, the first 2 weeks of 2026, I did 2.5k.
Yeah, that's cold.
It was fucking cold, bro. But that was crazy, because for me, like, I was working in Tesco's for like £1,000 a month, and I had just like almost tripled my monthly income in the span of like 2 weeks. I was like, what the fuck is it? What's crazy? So I was like, yeah, let me get out of here. Like, let me quit this.
I remember when you sent me a photo of the Tesco shop.
Yeah. My last shift, I worked my notice on my last shift. I sent bro a video just in the Tesco top in the bin, man. It was so cool. But that, like, even doing that, even that action was so fulfilling, so rewarding, because it's like just immense, brother. Like, immense. Like, it was like just this whole weight had just lifted. Because generally it was like I had no idea what direction I wanted to take life in. Like, I felt directionless and lost. And like, yes, I had like this sick physique, and like I looked sick, and I knew how to train, I knew how to help other people. I'd been helping other people for years, but I didn't know how to even go about starting to make that my lifestyle, starting to make that actually something that seemed tangible, right? And so whenever then I was able to bin that Tesco top and actually quit that and go full time, like go all in on this opportunity.
So
like, that was the sickest feeling. That was such a sick feeling.
How long you'd been working at Tesco's before?
3 years, bro.
3 years?
3 years, my guy. Yeah.
Yo, that's fucking
crazy.
What were the people at Tesco thinking?
Bro, they thought I was ludicrous. I promise you, because like something that I think people don't talk about enough is like that whenever you share your goals with other people, like the amount of pressure that puts on you also to achieve is so good, but the amount of like pushback you get from other people, like I know guys there who, you know, they're in uni the same as I am, and you know, they're doing all these different things, and they're there and they're like, man, why wouldn't you just keep it? Like, it's stability, it's stable income, it's like, you know, it's so secure to just keep a job, and you can do it on the side still, and like you can still make it. And I'm like, nah, that's
I
not.
made 3 times.
It's like, yeah, I literally, like, bro, like I tripled your income, gang. I'm not doing that. Like, respectfully, you can keep that. I'm good.
That's sick. It's because they're almost limiting beliefs about themselves. They try and put onto you, right?
This is it, right? It's other people trying to force that kind of like stability agenda, like whatever agenda is it, like onto you. And to me, it was more of like I have the evidence now. It's like before, like I was doing it and I was building the business, sure, and I was keeping the Tesco's thing on the side, I was keeping the job on the side, because, you know, it wasn't, I suppose maybe I didn't have the evidence. Yeah, like it'd be stupid to kind of just give up, but it's like I didn't have the evidence yet to know that, like, for me it was going to work. And then once I've actually, like, I think January is where I really started to apply what I had learned over those last kind of like couple weeks of just like, you know, really applying myself to the modules, really applying myself to the calls, and really kind of checking into the knowledge.
I remember being on a call with you actually, and you were just a different energy. You were like, I'm gonna crush it, bro. You were like, I'm actually gonna, this is all just like clicked for me. And then
it was crazy, right?
Boom, wins up.
Because once it clicked, I was like, I think it was a case of like, I genuinely found out like the effort that it took from me, because really what was like the blueprint was there, the knowledge was there, like everything was laid out so clearly for me. The group calls were sick, the one-to-ones were sick, and I remember chatting to you all the time, and you're just like, bro, like, you know, you have so much potential. And I guess it took me that little bit to realize it, but once I did, I was off to the races. And it was crazy, the progress in that time. And now it's like I'm gearing up now for March to be like the sickest month ever. Like I closed somebody for 4 figures, bro. like, which was nuts.
1K?
We get 1K, bro. Which
1K
is crazy
close in March.
for coaching, bro. And 1K in March was so dope, man. And generally it was a case of like that level of self-belief and confidence in my value and what I bring. Like I don't think I would have ever got to that point if not for like being surrounded by such a good community. Like people who just push on and on and on. And like the ones that we've had, the conversations that we've had about it, even especially mindset. Like mindset's such a big thing for me now, and even what I preach to my clients.
You actually teach it now.
Yeah, exactly. And the value that I give to my clients is so based on like so much more than just the physical, but the mindset behind it of like becoming this new person, developing a new identity.
Yeah.
And I would never have got to the level that I'm at now where I can preach that and teach it to other people without going through and being a part of this community and chatting with you and having those chats, because that generally built in me the level of accountability, but also like that confidence to know the value that I have, know the knowledge that I have, and unlock that mindset and just crush it.
Yeah, that's so sick. Because how long, I know before you were a little bit like hesitant for it, like how long did you think about it before actually taking a leap? Because I know when you invest into us, it wasn't like you knew us for a long period of time. You just actually took that action and stepped forward. But how long were you thinking about building a business before that?
Too long. Like I'm not even sure I can put a time scale on it. Like if I had to, probably, what age was I? God, probably like 5 years, bro. Like it got to the point where like I was looking at like, I was 16 and you know everybody was looking at like Amazon FBA or drop shipping or crypto, and like I remember like there was an overnight like crypto crash and I just lost like hundreds of pounds in crypto because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was like I was just trying to make it out. Like I was trying to find any way to make money online but not be conventional. Like the idea of being stuck in a 9 to 5 and that life and not having that freedom, not having that stability, or not having that flexibility to work where I wanted, when I wanted, with who I wanted, and you know, take my girl on nice trips or take my family out to dinner or do any of those things. Like the idea of never having that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know I need to do something, and I like, it took a long time because I thought that thinking about the thing and planning the thing and trying to plan a business and think about a business and, you know, spend all that hours kind of wanting and wondering and doing research,
and you watched a lot of videos.
Yeah, like videos after videos and research after research of like, what's the best way to make money and what's it, like it's so many of those things. And actually what it dawned on me after like we had that first initial conversation is like, that was just me avoiding taking action. Like that was me hesitating. Even though I thought what I was doing was work, it wasn't. Because it was pretending to do the work. It was like almost sitting back and waiting, because actually there was a fear in me to step forward and take action. And after our first conversation, that's why I decided to invest in Transition Online in the first place, because generally after our initial conversation, I was like, damn, like this guy has not known me for that long. And yet actually when I think about what he's saying, like he genuinely hit the nail on the head on every single thing.
That's so cool.
It was crazy of like, yeah, I am hesitating.
We had a long call.
We had a long call. We had a long chat.
And you had spoken to other mentors before me, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I had on a bunch of different calls with a bunch of different guys, like trying to figure out, you know, what's the best way. And again, it always come back to like, I never invested in it because it was probably like, it was a fear of hesitation as well, but they also like, the conversation didn't seem as valuable. Right, like whenever I spoke to you, it was like whenever we talked about actually like what I wanted for my life and like the vision that I had and where I actually wanted to take it. Like I hadn't talked to you for that long. I didn't really know you, but I was like, damn, like this guy gets it. Yeah. Like he gets it. He's been where I've been, or he's built this business that actually, that's something that I would be fucking sick at if I had just applied myself.
Yeah, you are sick at it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's when you build a physique, when you like, I just had to take what I knew and actually take action. And I think like our conversation and joining the community and being a part of it was the catalyst for that.
Yeah,
which was so fucking sick.
That is so cool to hear. And I know when you first started, it's not like you were in the most insane position to invest. You're a uni student the other day working at Tesco's. Like, why actually did you step out of that and invest? Because like you might think, well, let's wait for the perfect time, right? Let's wait until I've sat more money. Let's do the coaching for a bit longer. Keep doing this research. Maybe I'll sign a few clients, then I'll invest. And why do you just fucking take the action and go for it?
I think it dawned on me that if I was to be somebody who, you know, I wanted people to invest in the first place with my coaching, right? If I wanted to be that person who people will come to and trust with their investment and actually help people improve themselves and help other people take action, then who am I to coach that and to tell it if I can't do it myself?
That's so
like,
crazy.
Who am I to talk the talk if I don't walk the walk, right?
Yeah, I feel like you walk the walk so much now.
100%. And that's exactly what I try to, like I try to live my life and I base my content, base my coaching off real evidence from me, because now I'm like doing the bodybuilding show. I've got a bodybuilding show in 2 months, like so I'm 8 weeks out. Like doing the coaching, obviously like taking action with you guys and doing everything like that, right? In Greece, in a sick villa with sick guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man, and all of it comes from genuinely just taking that action and for trusting not just in the system and obviously like the chats that we'd had and everything that was built and everything that laid out ahead of me, but also having that kind of like belief in myself that like
to go for it.
Yeah, it's like no matter, it was a thought that I had of like, well, no matter like what I do, like as long as I put the inputs in, it's going to be worth my while. Because it, like I knew for a fact that like, you know, you can bring a horse to water but you can't make it drink, right? So it was like I was always of the mindset of like, you know, obviously this was the right investment, of course it was, because that, but the taking action unlocked something in me
for sure that
was completely different to what I was before.
Yeah, and I've seen massive changes in you just because of that. Like you're not even the same person.
Nowhere near. The evolution's been crazy.
It's actually
and I know it. Like I look in the mirror and I see somebody completely different.
Do you feel like your family and your friends see that?
Yeah, I think so too.
Are you more like a leader?
I've been told that many a time. Like generally over the past, it's like people have generally, like my own family will tell me, I wish I had your willpower. Because I go home and like we're having cake for somebody's birthday and it's like my sibling's birthday and God love them, like I love them, but like I'm 12 weeks out from a bodybuilding show, I'm not about to eat, right? So it's like, even I think the old version of me would have caved, or like would have like, you know, it's fine, I can just have that one, like it's okay, like it's all right. But it's setting that higher internal standard now as somebody who is a leader, somebody who's responsible and leads by action, leads by evidence, and leads by their own life. So people will generally tell me like, man, like I wish I had that. I might have well, like that's sick. That commitment's so like cool.
And you stepped into it. That's
I just stepped into it.
In terms of like the resources, the community, everything that we teach you in transition online, like how have you found that whole process?
Yeah, it's night and day difference from what I find even in free content, even in free research that I kind of said. Like I did so much research before I would invest in any membership.
How long? How much?
Too much. Too much. Like for this, I mean, like I researched business for like 5 years. I definitely did at least like 6 to 8 months research on like how to build an online fitness coaching business. Like,
and where did that lead you?
It left me with like I suppose some basis of knowledge, but no action. And that was the difference. Like it generally left me as somebody who like thought that planning and gaining like knowledge was doing the work. And so then it became a problem of like, well, okay, like no matter how much I learn, no matter how many YouTube videos I watch, no matter how many like things I consume from all these different guys, it's like, well, like unless I actually have like a tangible roadmap, like unless I actually have something in front of me to like, there's the blueprint, go, yeah, exactly. Like unless I have something there that's like, let me get into that and here's actually the meat and bones of what it takes to build something that you want to build. It was like, damn, like it was so you know, disconjointed. It was so disjointed of like, just bits of random information everywhere, and to have something that was so cohesive and just laid out in front of you for you to generally just, like you say, sink your teeth into and just go for it, that made all the difference.
How simple did you find it to follow? Like, let's say you came in your first, well, when you came into it in your first 1, 2, 3 days, like how easy did you find it to start taking action on it?
Well, I think it was made super easy because, like, well, I mean, I remember the first couple of days we got on, like, we had that one-to-one, we'd had that chat, and it was great, and I took that step forward, and I came on board, and literally, like, the next day, we jumped on another call, and we were, like, we jumped on, and everything was laid out, and you give me all these action steps to take over, like, the next, like, week before our next call, which was, like, that was super valuable, because I was like, okay, not only, like, do I have things to do, but I have a deadline now. So it's almost like, it's generally crazy of like, here is all the things you need to do, and here's when you need to do it by, and this is what you should do. And it was like, I've never had something just be this clear before, right? Like, just like, so like involved and so like dense and so worthwhile, but yet so simple. Like genuinely so simple, and that was the crazy part of it.
That's so cool. I really appreciate that as well, man. I'm glad for that. Like, and at the end of the day, that's how I try and build it. I want to make it as simple as possible for people because it doesn't need to be complex. And in terms of the business for you, how like long term does it feel? How sustainable does it feel right now?
It feels so much it's so much more sustainable than it was, definitely. Like it feels like I could genuinely build this for the rest of my career easily, like that's because I've come from a place now, even the switch in the past couple months, right, of just, you know, I've come from a place where like, I don't really know if this is possible, to like, you know, I just went all in and I actually applied the knowledge that was there and available to me, and like again, like 2.5K in 2 weeks, bro. And then I quit my job and I went all in, and now I see the vision, like I see the future, like I can see the 10, 20K months. Like,
even the 1K.
Even, bro, the
one person for 1K.
One person for 1K, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
and the testimonials are stacking now. Your community's stacking. Crazy. Your results are stacking.
The guys are winning, and this is the thing as well. Like, I never had a problem with like my quality of my coaching. I knew I was sick of coaching, right? Like, I knew that if I could get people in for me and for me to coach, I could get sick results. And now that I've got people in, like now that I actually had a process to like, okay, here's how we acquire clients that we actually want to help. Here's guys that like we can actually have an impact on. People will see my stuff and be like, damn, like that's the guy who does the coaching with the mindset and everything. And you know, I want to work with him. Like, I've had guys approach me now in my DMs on Instagram being like, damn, like I see what you're doing, man. Like, that's super sick. Like, I was wondering, like, how do I get on board?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that is so, like, that's so rewarding, because it's like, I just want to have as much impact as possible.
And even before they've sent that message, they've already had impact, right? Because I remember for you were confident in you getting in shape. You were confident that you could bring a level of energy, but you were a little bit nervous about how you were going to fulfill it, how you're actually going to deliver it, how you're going to actually give it to how the fulfillment was going to work, right? Since going through that, we have a pretty in-depth fulfillment module, and going through all of those things, how have you found actually delivering that fulfillment to bit?
It's been so simple, man. Generally, like when I think about it, it's actually almost now for me the easiest part of my whole business, because coaching people in real life, especially like in person, and the limited experience that I did have was so natural, right? Because I feel like I do bring energy. I feel like I do bring this like quality coaching, and I'm actually like really involved, really in depth with my clients, and I go above and beyond for that. So for me, like that was always the thing of like, well, how do I, like practically, how do I deliver that, right? Because I've got all the energy in the world, I've got all the best will in the world, but like, how do I convey that to other people? And so generally, like the setup, especially with the fulfillment module, the fulfillment module was so sick, man. I remember doing all those calls and stuff. Like the process that's detailed there, right? You know, the software guys, how simple the guides make it, like how to set up, how to get people, like
even the contracts, for example.
This is it, right? Like those templates, lifesaver. Do you know how long that would have taken me otherwise, man? That's so long, bro. So generally, like things like that were so sick, and it just made the process, especially like whenever you bring new clients on board, when you bring guys and you work with new guys, right? There's always that sense of nervousness, because again, like I relate to it heavy, because it's like I've also been somebody who's been there, right? So we understand it's like taking action, stepping forward is uncomfortable. It's nerve-wracking. It can be hard. And if you don't have those right, like, you know, processes in place of like onboarding people, making sure they feel seen, making sure their needs feel heard and addressed. And
you have a process for that, step by step.
Exactly. And if you didn't have that, then again, you get a lot of like, you know, buyer's remorse. You get a lot of like people who don't feel comfortable or confident in your service, even no matter how much you provide. And so having that guide there, having that template and having that roadmap to just follow like step by step was so crucial, because it generally allowed me to like deliver the quality that I know that I have.
That's so good. And I was speaking to some other guys about this, and they've said that the bigger the business has got, the more they've earned from it and the more people have got into it, the better results they've delivered, because it feels more like a business, it works more like a business. And because of that, they can deliver better results on top of it.
Absolutely. Like it's gone from something that like at the start obviously feels super disjointed, because it's like you've got one guy over here on WhatsApp, and then you've got another guy over here, and it's like you're trying to get him to work on the app, but it doesn't really work, and it's like, what do I do? And now it's like, again, that cohesion of just like putting the pieces in place step by step and actually following it all together. Like that makes things so simple to follow, but also then improves obviously like the way that you can fulfill is so much simpler. And it also just makes for a smoother process for people coming in, and then the results just get even better.
And you get sick results, man. For someone that's watching this and they're seeing this and they're saying, this is fucking really cool, like this guy's made loads of progress, what is one piece of advice you would give them to have that level of impact on their life?
Fuck, man. Just one piece of advice is crazy. I think if I had one, it's generally like, be somebody who takes action, right? Like be a leader in your own life. I think like for me, especially like as somebody who coaches people, right? Like you have to be willing to put that step forward, because how do you expect other people to invest in you, right? To come to you with their problems, and you know, seek you for your like solutions to things without, you know, you taking that step forward first. Like how you expect other people to buy into what you are, buy into who you are, and buy into you specifically with your coaching when you don't even buy into yourself. Like when you don't even have that bravery to kind of step forward and be like, you know what, like I do believe in this, like I do believe in myself, and I know that if I put the inputs in, I can get whatever the fuck I want.
How did you switch that level of belief though? Because I remember when I spoke to you first time, I spoke to a very insecure, like unconfident Odhran.
Big time.
So like, what was it about taking that step, or even what was it that actually caused you to be the Odhran you are now? Because you're a completely different person, man.
Completely different. Like I think like, damn, I think back to who I was then, and I kind of cringe a bit.
When you think what he was then, that's 4 months ago.
But that's fucking wicked. That's crazy. That's nuts. Like, I didn't even deep it there for a second. That's wild. Yeah, I don't even know, like, genuinely just, I think being around a different, like, obviously, like, us chatting and stuff like that and having a really good kind of mindset calls really kind of just deeped it for me on a level that I didn't realize. Like, I think a lot of what I was facing, like, generally everything, in my opinion, now can be drawn back to, like, fear. So fear of, like, stepping forward, taking action, fear of something happening, fear of whatever it is, that big monster that's kind of hanging over you, whatever it is that you're scared of doing. And to me, everything comes back to that fear. So whenever I kind of thought about it, like, long and hard especially, and, like, you know, obviously when I'm gonna do something, I realized then that I had to just commit to it. Like, I was kind of getting stressed and concerned about, like, damn, like, I know, like, I'm going full time into this, and I took that step forward, I took that action, and it was like, yeah, that felt great at the start, but it was like, I held myself accountable one day. I was like, are you generally applying, like, to the fullest degree what you could be? And I think, like, when the answer to that was no, I was like, okay, well, what the fuck are you doing then?
Yeah.
Like, you need to start being that person. Because if I imagine, like, if I was coaching somebody and they came to me and I asked them, it's like, hey, are you following this? Like, are you doing everything that I'm telling you to? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, that's why you're not getting
Especially
where you
when
want to go.
Me messaging
but that's
you
what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's like, bro, where are you?
Every
Have you
time.
done this? Yeah, and it was sick, man. And that's what changed it for me as well, was like that level of, like, having somebody else to hold you accountable is, like, in my opinion, a non-negotiable. Like, it just is, because, like, that's almost impossible to do to that level by yourself. Like, you can learn to do different bits and pieces to, like, hold that discipline and be accountable, but when you externalize that and have something from the outside who's looking in, who's, like, you know, can have that fresh perspective, it's completely different. It's a game changer. And that shift that you make, like, I think back to who I was and how insecure and, like, how much action that I was avoiding in my whole life, like, not just in coaching, but in my whole life. The amount of action, and whenever I stepped forward and actually, like, committed, you know, to transition online and had so many chats with yourself and getting involved in the community and, like, trying to be a real presence in there, trying to, like, bring energy.
Definitely are.
Right? And with that, like, that allowed me to become a leader in my own life. And that allowed me to step into leadership roles in every single element. So now, like, I lead not just by words, but by example. And that was something that was big, is, like, I was able to talk for days. Like, I was always able to talk the talk, but walking the walk was something that I never did. And now it's the exact opposite, because of course I can talk the talk, everybody does, but I now lead by example.
Well, you're doing a bodybuilding competition, right? You're building a business. Like, at the end of the day, you probably earned more from the business as you did in a year's worth of Tesco.
Yeah.
Like, and you're in Greece at a mastermind.
It's crazy.
Like, you're doing what a lot of people your age would, like, look massively up to do it.
And people, like,
so you're 100% walking the walk.
And this is it, man. And, like, genuinely, that's the difference. And especially with the time frame, like, man, like, I think it's like 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months, and that, like, it feels like yesterday, right? In a weird way, because the amount of progress that I have made, just, like, yes, in the business, and yes, I'm doing the bodybuilding show, but just, like, genuinely as a person, like, as this version of me now who's stepped forward, who doesn't fear action anymore, who, like, doesn't have that hesitance to just, like, oh, maybe I need to sit and think about it and research a bit. It's like you're not supposed to see the end goal before you take the action.
Yeah,
like,
you said that to me before, and I think it's the sickest thing.
It's generally, like, you're not supposed to, like, know everything before you step forward, because in stepping forward, it tells you everything that you need to know. And
that's actually such a good way of putting it. Because how can you know what it's going to look like once you step forward before you've actually done it?
You never can. You never can. And that's, like, in every aspect, you never can. So
because you can't even envision it properly.
You can't, because you don't know what it looks like. You have no idea what it's even going to shape out to be. It could be completely different to what you have in your head.
Yeah,
and
better.
So, yeah, it could be even better, yeah. And this is it. It's like you need to just become somebody, and I think that's the biggest lesson I can take, is, like, you need to become somebody who is willing and is fearless to step forward, because you know that no matter what you do, you can make a decision, the right decision for you, based on the amount of inputs that you put in, based on the work that you bring to it.
At the end of the day, would you say it's about being fearless? Because for me, I definitely had a lot of fear when I took the step, and I feel like you had a lot of fear.
A lot of fear, yeah.
Or is it about, like, having that fear and stepping over it?
I think I think you're definitely right there, because thinking back to like who I was, like I was so scared. It is like
I was shitting myself when I invested in myself. Every time I do it, I'm nervous.
It's crazy though. It's kind of like that fucking like. It's like the sensation you get when you ride a roller coaster, right? It's like you kind of like you got this big ball of tension. You're like, oh my god, like this is terrifying. What am I doing? And then you get to the top and you're like, all the way down, and then it's just wow.
Because the first part's scary. Like going up, you're like, fuck. You're like a bit like and especially if it's a tall one, then you start going down. You're like, oh, you feel that adrenaline, and then you're just on like the loopy bit. Yeah. So you're like, oh, it's actually not bad. It's a bit scary. Yeah. It's a bit like taking actions in the business. It can be a bit scary. But it's never as scary as that first and that drop. Like you were mentioning to me earlier how it felt like before the investment, and then when you actually invest, and then the process from there. Like, explain that to someone watching this so they can feel what it's like.
Genuinely, I mean, like, you know as well as I do, right? Like when you invest in yourself, when you invest like actual capital, and you invest tangible like time and resource into yourself, that's uncomfortable. Like it's not like whenever you start, that's not a really nice feeling to get into.
Especially as you relate it to this 9 to 5. Like I was saying before, it's like especially as you relate to this 9 to 5. Like for example, earlier I paid for the dinner. It's like £400, right? But that for me doesn't really correlate to anything negative, because the way I've earned that capital is in an enjoyable way. I've got a coach business where I literally have you guys here. I have other people I'm training for fitness coaching. I meet those people that I train for fitness coaching, like I was in Marbella with the people I train for fitness coaching not long ago. Now I'm with the guys that help build a fitness coaching business, right? So when I do that capital, it's not as scary. But in the initial stages, that capital has only come from most of the time something you've not wanted to do. Working at Tesco, working a job you don't really care about, maybe working from a business you don't really like. And then it becomes so much more scary to like part that capital.
To let it go,
because you've just got this association with it, with all these negative things.
Like you're sat thinking like, damn, like I really have to now grind like 60 hours a week in Tesco's to go and get that. It's like, of course that's going to be uncomfortable because you've had to go through something so torturous to get it. But it kind of just, like for me, like when you bring that up, it kind of just begs the question of like, well, what's the bigger fear? Like what was the biggest fear for me? And for me it was like, well, I very much got to a point where like fearing staying, like the fear of staying the same was so much bigger than the fear of actually taking that step forward. And like whenever we had that first conversation, actually like we reframed that, and genuinely like that put me in the headspace where like, damn, like am I really content with just like, you know, this is how I'm going to make money? Like I'm just gonna sit and stack shelves for what, like another couple of years until I finish uni, and then what, like go and get like some graduate job somewhere that like it doesn't pay me that much anyway, and I have to graft at that and work my way up that, and then do it. Like that always scared the shit out of me. It was like, you know, that lifestyle of like 9 to 5 and having somebody else govern me and not having that freedom, not having that time to spend with other people, like that always scared me. And
I know you do a lot of mindset stuff as well, not to interrupt you, but like for someone that's going into something, whether it's investing in transition online, investing in getting a fitness coach, or investing into something in their life, putting capital towards it, because I think that creates a level of commitment you don't normally have. What would be your advice, your tips to help someone actually take that uncomfortable step?
It's a good question.
How to work through it?
I think the best advice that I could give to somebody for taking that is generally like working out, well, what is the biggest fear that would stop you, you know, from...
Makes sense.
Yeah, let me see. My biggest advice would be like, what is the biggest fear in your life that's stopping you from getting, like, what is that kind of monkey on your back that's like, you know, holding you back from actually trying to realize what it is that you want, right? Like it's getting super clear on like, well, what is it that you want to do with your life? Like generally, like if you sit and think about it and, you know, do your journal and really try and understand like where you want to build your life to. Like, do you really want to sit in that 9 to 5? Do you really want to like have somebody govern your time over you? Do you really want to like, you know, be that person who makes no change, who stays the same? If it's fitness, is like, do you really want to be that guy who like in 30 years time, like you're sat at the end of the bar with a drink with your friends being like, oh, I could have been in, like I could have looked like him, but I didn't. Or I could have had that business, but or on the other side of the bar.
I could have been that guy coming into the bar with his mates doing this and that, like we are. Like we're going into a restaurant, but now I'm serving the table. And in the nicest possible way, I mean that as well, because everyone has the potential to go and get it. Everyone has the potential to build a business, but you have to be willing to step over the version of yourself that holds you back and into the version of yourself that gets it. And I think it's a really good point of like getting really clear on what you want, because it's very easy to not do that. It's very easy to be like, I want to earn more money, I want to buy a house, I want to do this, but it's like, why do you want those things?
Exactly.
Like, what is it about getting those things that's going to change your life? And then when you make it a bit deeper, when you go into it in more depth, it becomes a bit more scary in a way.
Absolutely.
Because you're like, I've now got to go achieve this.
Yeah.
And then if you really want it, you'll actually start taking some actions towards getting it, right? And if you're someone that just wants to think it but never gets it, then you'll know that because you won't be willing to take the actions to go do it.
I think ignorance is super easy. Ignorance makes things really simple.
Because then you don't have to take action.
You don't have to take action.
And then you also know, you cannot take actions, also not feel like the guy that's never going to get it.
Exactly. Like but you then become comfortable with inaction. You become comfortable because you convince yourself that like, well, you know, if you never do the work to actually understand where you want to go and you put that off and you put it to one side, if you put your fears of like taking that step forward, if you put that to the back of your brain and never ever address it, then you become comfortable with this like lifestyle that you settled for. You become comfortable with just settling for less.
And on the other end is just this fucking life that you just fully want.
You wake up in 50 years time and it's like, what the fuck did I do? I pissed my life away. For what?
Yeah, but I think also you've got to look at the other end, right? Like the other end is like you achieve this life that you fully want. Yeah. You achieve every single thing that you want. And I know it sounds so big, but like right now, like we're in Greece.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We're all earning money whilst we're here. We're all building businesses. We're all in insane shape. We're all training with each other. Most of you guys have got girlfriends and stuff, or we're with like girls and stuff like that. We're renting cars so we're able to go wherever we want. Like we really don't have that many limitations.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how quickly that can happen and how quickly that can fall into place when you start taking actions that allows that to fall into place. Because if you see yourself in the next like year or so, where do you even see yourself going?
I in a year's time, I genuinely believe that I will be like one of the top coaches in the whole in the whole world. Yeah, because like that's generally it's not even like, I don't even say that to like be egotistical or like, yeah, I'm the best. It's like, well, no, like you genuinely have to develop like that level of confidence in yourself, and like that value that I bring, I now know is so beneficial for other people, and like that is my impact. That's what yeah, exactly. And like my goal is to have as much impact as possible. That's why I do what I do. That's why I built the business, right?
It's like, for example, even with guys that jump into community, you'll jump on one-on-ones with them.
Exactly.
Just for the sake of it. You don't get anything from that.
Yeah,
really.
just because I get to have impact, and like I'm in a position, thanks to me taking action and stepping over that version of myself who was afraid to kind of jump in head first and take it by the reins. You can give advice. And I can give advice.
Like, you've given loads of advice to Mark in terms of what content to post.
Absolutely.
Mindset, like how to structure your day, like how to build out systems and everything. I was listening in like, oh, that's really good advice.
Like, yeah, this guy might know a thing or two. I wonder where he got that from.
Anyway, it's been sick to have Odhran. Like, me and him have become really close as well. And like, if you think he's psychopathic or energetic now, you should see him when he's not on prep. You're 12 weeks out right now.
8 weeks out now, bro.
8 weeks out.
8 weeks out now, bro. It's getting
the calories have been hard. We literally went John, and he's like really strict on what he can order. He's literally cooking up his meal prep in the morning. He's actually getting coached by one of the guys here for the comp. And like, I've just seen you just go for so much more in your life now, and I love to see it, man. So let's keep crushing it. And if you're watching this and you do end up working with us, most likely you will see Odhran in the chat. You'll see him. He's actually doing a call once a week now in the community because he's crushed it so much, and we've just enjoyed having him. He brings a great level of energy, and most likely you also jump on a call with him. Like, even before he was doing a call within the community once a week, one of the community calls, he would jump on calls with people. Like, he's just so there for you, and I think that's the community we're building.
That's it, man.
Everyone helps each other out. Like, even the guys up there that are doing over 10K, they'll jump on with guys that are doing nothing.
It's crazy how like that comes down from the top down in the community of like people who just come in who are like, again, you get that nervousness, right? Like, you've just invested in yourself. That's terrifying. Yeah. But the people around you when you get involved, even from right up from the top down, is like everybody is so supportive. Everybody wants to see everybody win. And that's the difference, right? When you surround yourself with other people who are like in your position or who are slightly ahead of you, who genuinely want the best for you, and that's it. Like, it's having that impact, be in a position, like, I'm grateful to be in a position to have impact within the community and beyond, but like being in an environment with other people who want to see you win, that drives you more than anything else.
And I think also it's also because no one's come in from the top. Everyone has started from ground zero, so they've been in the exact same place as everyone else that's coming. It's not like we get coaches in that are already successful, really. We mainly get people that are doing absolutely nothing, that are in that ground zero point. Or maybe they've got a bit of a thing going with online, maybe they've got a good thing going on with person, maybe a hybrid mix, but they're not earning 5K, they're not earning 10K. And then we bring them up. And then they come up in the community, and then they want to help the other people in their position.
It's so fucking cool, man. It's so cool, because like generally, like I think about where I was, and like, you're so lost in that space, right? You're so lost, especially like if you are already a coach, or if you're hybrid, or if you're in person, or if you tried to go online before, especially, it's like, it's so daunting and you feel so lost. But to be surrounded by people who have been in your position, and so who know how to get from where you are to where they are, but sure. Also just to have that guidance and support, like to be in a community that's kind of like that pressure cooker of just like, we want to see you fucking
you're
win,
gonna
bro.
cook,
like you're
whether
gonna
you
cook,
like
bro.
it or not.
When you're in the pressure cooker, you're gonna cook regardless, man.
I like
it's
it.
so fucking good.
I appreciate you, man. It's been so
you,
sick to have you at this mastermind,
man.
And I want to see you crush it into
crush it, man. Let's do it.
Let's go, boy.